Supreme Commander Cale Vaughn stood rigid on the observation deck of his flagship, Eclipse Ascendant, forearms clasped behind his back, jawline tight, as the latest battle footage flickered across the holographic display. The Terran forces, as humans were formerly known in the collective, had once again done the impossible. Plasma fire rained down on them, lasers slicing through armored exosuits, and still, somehow, the humans survived. Cale's secondary eyes narrowed, reflecting the glow of the display. "Pause," he commanded, voice low but carrying across the circular chamber. The image froze on a human soldier hurtling through a storm of energy bolts as though the fire were a light drizzle on a spring afternoon. "Strategic analyst Neera," Cale said, the tip of one mandible twitching. "Explain this. How do these primitives continue to survive our most advanced weapons?" A slender figure with iridescent violet scales stepped forward. "Supreme Commander, their armor is far more effective than we initially calculated, but there's something else." She hesitated, mandibles clicking nervously. "Speak freely. Your insights have been surprising before." Neera gestured toward the frozen image. "Notice the figures in white moving behind their front lines." The hologram zoomed in on humans wearing pristine white armor with red markings. "These are their medics. They are present at every engagement. Our forces are programmed to treat them as non-combatants." "Medics," scoffed Minister Crav, a veteran of countless real campaigns. "We are worried about healers. Let them bandage their dead soldiers. Dead is dead." Cale raised a hand, his four eyes narrowing as he studied the scene. "Continue playback." The footage resumed. A human soldier took a direct plasma hit to the chest and collapsed. Within seconds, two white-armored figures darted from cover, moving faster than Cale thought physically possible. "Fascinating," Cale murmured. "Their medics show no fear. Look at how they move, combat-ready, yet preservation is their primary function, not destruction." General Vex, her crystalline exoskeleton catching the light, interjected. "Supreme Commander, perhaps we should focus on their offensive capabilities. Their railguns." "Stop," Cale cut her off, voice as cold as iron ice. "Are they?" Analyst Neera shifted her scales to a deep indigo, a sign of discomfort. "Sir, casualty ratios suggest we inflict 3 times the casualties we receive, but their effective loss rate is only 1/5 of what we expected. They return to battle, soldiers that should be dead." The chamber erupted in shocked murmurs. War Minister Craw slammed his clawed fist against the table. "Impossible. No species defies death itself." "Yet," Cale said softly, eyes glued to the footage, "here they are, humans surviving injuries that would end any of our warriors. And their medics." He gestured toward the frozen image. "We've been analyzing this war all wrong. We focused on weapons, strategy, kill ratios, and ignored the thing that makes humans truly dangerous: their refusal to accept death." A dead human soldier fell to a volley of plasma. Like clockwork, white-armored figures appeared, lifting him to safety with the same terrifying efficiency. "Send me everything on their medical capabilities," Cale ordered. "All intercepted communications, all field reports, everything." He leaned back, jaw tight. "These medics may be more dangerous than any weapon in the human arsenal." The assault on the Nova Haven colony was supposed to be quick and simple. Commander Rixus watched from the bridge of his strike ship, the first wave of drop pods streaking through the purple dawn sky. "Status report." His secondary hearts pumped in rhythm with his rising excitement. "All pods on trajectory, minimal defensive response." "Colony completely surprised," chirped the tactical officer. Rixus's mandibles twitched in anticipation. Glory awaited. He watched the pods strike, disgorging elite shock troops ready for their ceremonial massacre. 3 minutes later, chaos. "Second wave reports heavy resistance," the tactical officer announced. "Humans already entrenched." "Impossible." The colony manifest had indicated only a skeleton security force. His red dots blinked out across the tactical display. One of his best units was trapped in a devastating crossfire, expertly flanked by humans whose railgun rounds tore through even the thickest exosuits. "Show me ground feed," Rixus barked. Helmet cam footage revealed humans moving like liquid, their reactions absurdly fast. But it was the medics, white-armored, red-marked, that stole his attention. "Sir, 3rd Squad reports critical casualties, requesting immediate evacuation." "Deny the press attack," Rixus snapped. "They're just humans, they'll break." They did not break. If anything, they fought harder, and the medics were everywhere. A soldier took a direct hit, collapsed. Within seconds, 2 medics appeared. One lay down covering fire, the other pressed a device to the wound. The human soldier stood again in minutes, rejoining the fight, as if being vaporized were no more than a minor inconvenience. "All units fall back," Rixus screamed. "We can't win this." But he couldn't tear his eyes from the medics, moving with a casual disregard for what he thought were universal laws. Death, injury, mortality. Hours later, Intelligence Officer Cal entered the captured human medical facility, nerves taut. The strike team had cleared the building, but what remained made him shiver. Report, he subvocalized to his analysis team. You need to see this yourself. Third floor, operating theater 2, came the reply. Cal ascended the lift, flanked by guards. The operating theater was a gleaming cathedral of white and steel. Science Officer Nara, he asked, voice barely above a whisper. Sir, Nara said, scales pale green, we found their surgical logs and their practice specimens. I don't know how to explain this. The center of the room contained what looked like a training model, but closer inspection made Cal's stomach churn. Real human organs layered for study, preserved. This isn't a model, he whispered. They do this for training, with actual bodies. They do it to the living, too, voluntarily, Nara added. Holographic footage revealed surgeons opening patients, repairing damage, and closing them back up with vital signs intact. They stop and start bodily functions at will, she explained. Cal stumbled to a storage unit. Floating in clear liquid were human organs. Spare parts, he breathed. Yes, they grow new ones too, Nara said, bringing up time-lapse footage. Tiny tissue samples grown into whatever they need. Each discovery pushed Cal further into disbelief. A floor dedicated to limb replacement, regeneration tanks where severed limbs regrew, and labs where genetic codes were manipulated as casually as one might adjust a thermostat. They are rewriting the rules of biology, Cal whispered to himself. They aren't just healing, they're improving. 3 cycles later, Chief Analyst Terra Nick stared at the mountain of data. Human medics didn't merely repair damage. They transformed it into battlefield advantage. A soldier hit by plasma was stabilized, limbs replaced, neural pathways reinforced, all in under an hour. Combat injuries became learning opportunities, and the humans adapted in real time. One human, Terra explained to the council, took 3 direct hits to the torso. They're medics. 3 minutes later, he's back in the line, fighting harder than before. They are improving themselves with every encounter. Even age reversal and neural backup were in play. If the body died but the brain remained intact, the consciousness could theoretically be restored. Death itself, Terra said softly, is a temporary inconvenience to them. Supreme Commander Cale Vaughn watched the plains of Nova Terra from his flagship. Nova Haven was supposed to be the final push, a demonstration of human futility. Instead, it was a lesson in futility for the collective. Sir, his aide whispered, confirmed kills, they're getting back up. Cale gestured at the holographic display. Every injury we inflict teaches them something. Every soldier we down comes back stronger. Their medics aren't patching wounds, they're weaponizing biology against death itself, and faster each time. The bridge fell silent. Cale's decision was inevitable. Send the retreat signal and prepare a report for the High Council. Tell them we are no longer fighting soldiers. We are fighting a species that treats death as optional. 6 months later, Supreme Commander Vaughn stood before the High Council. Representatives from across the collective waited, tense. The human delegation will arrive shortly, Council Leader Me announced. Commander Vaughn, your assessment. Cale activated the holographic display. Footage of human medics, time-lapse medical research, battlefield recoveries filled the room. Honorable Council, Cale began, 6 months ago we withdrew from human space. Today I will explain why. Humans are not merely warriors. They're healers, their medical knowledge, their ability to deny death itself. It is our greatest challenge and our greatest opportunity. Murmurs rippled through the chamber as human soldiers rose from wounds that should have killed them. Preventive enhancements, redundant organs, neural backups, all derived from learning against us. Surely, a council member said, they would use this knowledge against us. Cale shook his head. They don't seek to harm, they seek to heal. All species. They see death as an enemy, not an inevitability. They offer their knowledge freely, but their price is simple, cooperation in the pursuit of life itself. When the human delegation arrived, led by Dr. Maya Santos, famed for impossible battlefield recoveries, Cale stepped aside. She presented a data crystal containing humanity's accumulated medical knowledge. We feared their warriors, Cale said softly, watching her, until we met their healers. Now, we may learn to fear death itself a little less. The humans trained alongside alien medics, demonstrating techniques, answering questions, and continuing their relentless pursuit of life. Dr. Santos leaned in privately to Cale. It's ironic, isn't it? You try to kill us to see how good we are at preserving life. No, Doctor, Cale replied, remembering the battlefield footage. The true irony is that in trying to defeat your warriors, we discovered something far more powerful, Your healer's absolute refusal to accept defeat. She laughed softly. That's humanity for you. Tell us something's impossible and we'll find a way. Tell us someone's dying and we'll save them. It's not about power, it's about possibilities. Kale watched the joint training continue, realizing that humanity's gift to the galaxy was not war, but the relentless pursuit of peace, one life at a time.